We've known for a long time that there's an alternative ending to Paranormal Activity 3, 4, and the marked ones. Extra scenes that make all the films more tense. The 1988 fire, torture, and death of other characters. There's so much lost material from Paranormal Activity, I'm thinking about creating a squad to go after it. Hi guys, I'm Alex, and this is Paranormality, an entire channel dedicated to paranormal activity. And without further ado, let's get to the video. For those who don't know, there's a term on the internet called lost media, which are files containing videos, music, images, etc. that were lost for some reason. People kind of know or theorize that this material exists and get together to look for it. In fact, in the year 2024, there were a lot of lost media that were discovered, which is really cool. In fact, the most mysterious song on the internet, Like the Wind, was found that year. And why am I talking about this? Because we have a ton of lost media involving AP, and since I want to mobilize a large number of people to see if we can find it, I'm making this video to catalog some of them. And to make it more educational, I'll put them in the order of release of the films, and I'll let you know that some of them have already been discovered. Well, I'm going to skip the first Paranormal Activity, because we don't have much except for the 20 alternative endings which have subtle differences from the ones released. Now, going to the second one, things change, because we had scenes from the trailers that didn't make the final cut and some ended up in the deleted scenes, but others remain a mystery. One of them is of Katie appearing in Hunter's room, and another scene where he interacts with something while his reflection doesn't appear. Another is when Christy is dragged through the kitchen, and I only found out about this one through the comment of our subscriber, Carlos. Not only this one, but another one of Katie coming through the door. That's why I always ask my subscribers to be sanctified and protected from Toby. Maybe because I didn't know about these scenes. That's when I realized that in the comment, Carlos talks about trailers and spots. So I had the idea of investigating the PA spots and found a mine, which got me excited to look for more lost scenes. And, guys, there's a lot of stuff that wasn't shown anywhere. Continuing with the third movie, we have the scenes of the fire in AP3, the one of Katie, Christy, and Dennis playing knock 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 with the mirror, the scene of the medium being caught by the entity, and something that very few people talk about, is the scene in which Christy shows her mother where Toby is. In this version of the movie, it seems like the girl's mother was more of a believer and the entity appeared more. We even have that scene in the trailer where the shadow appears while the girls play Bloody Mary, and it's really frustrating that it didn't make it into the movie, as well as all the others like them in the car and Katie kind of protecting Christy. A scene where Katie plays Bloody Mary with Dennis in the movie. This scene happens with his friend. In addition to other scenes showing the family's daily life. And a scene where Christy says she doesn't want to talk to Toby anymore.
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
It seemed like a much more intense and interesting ending. A different movie. Since we're talking about the first 3 movies, I also have to talk about the DVD Paranormal Activity, the chronology, which is really hard to find these days. It contained the first 3 movies together with unreleased scenes that weren't in the deleted versions or the director's cuts. I've already made a video here on the channel talking about it, and these scenes don't match the ones we see in the trailers. But there are some that are quite important and that I talk about better in my video about the DVD. It's one where Toby touches Julie's breast while she's sleeping. Seriously, this scene is really bizarre. Check it out after this video. Now, the joke gets really interesting. The 4th film in the franchise deserves a separate video. We also have a series of spots that show scenes that we don't see in the film, nor in the Blu-ray version, nor in the additional scenes that you see on the Blu-ray. We have a possible ending to the film in addition to the so-called Chat with Alex, a lost media of Paranormal Activity that was found by one of our subscribers. Now, something that shows that these scenes from trailers and spots were all recorded is that some of the scenes from Chat with Alex that our subscriber revealed are in spots. By the way, if you don't know what this chat is and such, check out the video I made, but only after watching this one, okay? Although this material was found, we do not have more precise information about how the chat worked. I have even found some articles from the time suggesting that there was a change in the user's camera. Now let's move on to a very unclear part, the ending. On fandom.com, a user posted a comment saying that there was a different ending to Paranormal Activity 4. This one in which it is clearer whether Alex died or not, and it is a little longer than the official one. This ending was available on the internet until it was deleted. There is also a video talking about this ending on the channel, guys. The thing is that I have been looking for it for some time, and after some research, it seems that I am finally finding clues. In this case, a user here on the channel said that a friend of his who lives in the United States said that a different ending was shown in movie theaters, which was never repeated. Another much more recent piece of information is that a Reddit user commented on a post I made talking about this ending that is exactly as he remembered it, and that yes, the ending was longer than the official one, but Alex would have the same fate. Speaking of alternative endings, I can't talk about the alternative ending of Marked by Evil, which was all recorded, but we only had access to some footage in the documentary they made about paranormal activity called Paranormal Activity: The Unknown Dimensions. But a foreign YouTuber who is passionate about the franchise managed to access the script of the lost ending, and guess what? There is also a video on the channel, and it even made me want to give a spoiler, but I'll let you watch the video calmly so as not to spoil the surprise. Regarding the scenes in the spots and trailers, I didn't find any lost scenes. Going to the ghost dimension, I wasn't finding any lost scenes. Except for this one, and this one that always intrigued me is a single lost frame in the entire trailer. I was almost giving up hope of seeing anything until in my research I found a spot in German, and then I thought, why not watch it? And surprisingly, the spot in German had a lost scene. In fact, the German spots and trailers for Paranormal Activity have more scenes, which is why I'm going to leave the next film and these scenes for a second part, in the hope of finding a lot of content for you. I'm going to post this video, which took me a lot of work, so that you don't get left with nothing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I made this video with a lot of effort. If you want to contribute, click the link in the description. That's all for today, folks. See ya.